Classic. A couple of pictures up there of Carol Dona giving out the awards. A bump-rounding marquee. And we give out medals, kind of like we do in the Olympics. We take a bunch of beer kegs and beer boxes and stack them up to form one of those podiums that you use to give out medals at the Olympics, and we have people stand up on them and jeer at them and say nasty things. Yeah, that's kind of like, there's a classic in Southern California. The Port Royal Yacht Club asked permission to do it 5 years ago, so this should be their 5th Classic. The logo, where did the logo come from? That's got a story. A guy named Jim DeWitt, you've probably heard of him as an artist. Well, he, at the time of the Classic, was a starving artist, but he was a quite successful sailmaker over in Point Richmond. And I knew we wanted a really distinctive logo, and since the club was paying for it, no problem, hire an artist. And so I called him up, and I gave him the kind of a strange commission. I told him I wanted him to, I'd seen a lot of his work, I knew what he knew, and as a sailmaker, he really knew boats and what they looked like. So I told him, I want you to take one of them wide pen kind of things or something like that, and I want you to put it on the paper, and I want you to draw a Plastic Classic boat without ever taking it off the paper. And he thought I was nuts. I had no idea what it was going to look like. I mean, that's how you do it when you commission an artist. Pick the one you want and tell them what you think it should look like and turn them loose, and then they hand you something, and this has happened. He handed me that. He said he tried a couple of things and then said, "To hell with it, I'll do exactly what the jerk said." And he drew that, and he did the lettering for the words Plastic Classic. I still have the original. And he called me to come over and bring a check. I think it was $400. I brought the check, and when I got over there, he pulled that out, and I looked at it and went, "That's exactly what I meant. Yeah, that right there." And we've used that logo on everything ever since. And every time I run into him, he said, "You still using that damn logo?"
When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, 2 years ago, maybe. Bumped into him a regatta or something like that. It'd be fun to get him down here. Might have to call him. Somebody remind me to call him. I'll see if he'll come down and sign a T-shirt or 5. What else?
Should invite Carol down for the 25th.
That's another possibility. I mean, talk to Vern. A fun one was we were giving out the awards for the concourse, I believe, when a messenger type person came walking in with a dozen roses and came over and gave them to me, and it turned out that the boat balked. Bill and Ren Collins. My brain still remembers some stuff. Bill and Ren Collins, who had entered the Concourse d'Elegance and won any number of times, I think 6 or 10. They were starting to look like coming every year. They couldn't make it that year. They were in England, and so they sent us flowers to remind us that they still existed. They still come by once in a while. They have a new boat now. My partner, Johnny Lincoln, with the Island of Bahama Constellation, has been at and participated in every one of the Plastic Classics to date. And with any luck at all, he'll be able to pull it off again. See what I mean about those boats? You can't kill them. Because it's still the same boat. I take it down the coast right now, just as we did 20 years ago.
You still have it?
Yeah, yeah, he's had it since 1968. Huh?
You still have your Islander?
Yeah, well, it's his.
Oh, it's one, okay,
Yeah, it's his, but I have key to it and can do whatever I want with it, so it's mine.
Can we ask what you're reading?
I'm not reading anything, somebody left that there.
Oh, good.
I don't know. What else we got? Oh! One that was really neat, I thought, was we had a guy who entered who was a paraplegic. This guy was totally unusable from the neck down. He came in with a really beautiful entry from the Concours d'Elegance. He had a Columbia 26. And I remember he had a man with him, his caretaker. And he quickly lost sight of the fact that this guy was a paraplegic. He was here, there, and everywhere around the club, didn't seem to complain about the facilities for handicapped at all. His assistant was like, oh, this is pretty good, actually. But he sailed the boat using his chin. He had it hooked up to the tiller, and clearly his partner and crew, they knew how to do all the sail trimming stuff without, they're lucky, I guess. They didn't have some guy on their case so much, guys like me do. But, yeah, he did well in the regatta. I remember he got several medals for single-handing and stuff like that, and a rousing cheer from everybody, of course. That was probably one of the guys I remember. We've had some absolutely beautiful boats. If you've never seen a Shield, Columbia Shield or Columbia 5.5, these boats are like 1,000,000 miles long and about this wide, and they have the great big huge triangular sails, and they normally sail at an angle about, way further over than any, and they are so pretty. We've had some of those, and we've had some really ugly boats, and clearly things that the guy was asleep when he drove them. But the Plastic Classic is now going to be the 25th year, and with any luck at all, the club will keep it going for quite a while. And, well, I guess it's pretty much the story. Does anybody have any silly questions? Or? I vote for 50. Why not? Boats will make it. Yeah, boats will make it. There'll be some guy that'll have a stock one, Barry?
What color is the t-shirt this year?
My understanding is they're going to be something along the lines of navy blue with yellow and silver lettering. I kind of got shot now. Last year they took me off the t-shirt committee because I wanted to have camouflage. The navy camouflage?
Yeah.
That's that dark gray, bluish, and then white camouflage that the Navy uses for their uniforms. I wanted to do that with red and yellow printing, and I was outvoted. Huh?
That's a whole lot better than some of the cars.
Oh, well, I mean, what? You think I don't do that on purpose? You ought to see what they look like when they're all lined up. And I believe we have a collection of all but the last one or two upstairs, which would be neat to see hanging up down here for the Plastic Class 25th. It was one of every shirt that I had in there. They didn't fit anymore, they shrank. I donated them.
Yeah, I couldn't wash them.
Well, that's, I think, what happened. Yeah, some of those mediums really got small.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that enough to have earned my dinner? Huh?
You win. Thank you, John. You win.
Thank you.
Love history.